Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the 7th of 11 IPPS-A BI demonstrations. Once again, we'll be constructing a report using the Ad Hoc Query Builder today. So this query will be a bit different from the previous few ad hoc queries that you have seen in the earlier demos. This is not going to be about flags or restrictions or hierarchy-based displays of strength metrics. It is going to be DML, DMSL based display of strength metrics. And it's going to be similar to previous demos we've done where we broke it out by hierarchy, by division, brigade, battalion, company, except we're not doing that. We're using the different organizational IDs, which will be DML and DMSL. And similar to before when we used a hierarchy, we had three different ways of looking at the data. We had looking backwards, doing historical analytics using the snapshots in the data warehouse. And then we had multiple ways of looking forward. The different ways of looking forward, which will be in the subsequent demos, are going to be projected analytics using future data assignments or future data positions, or forecasted analytics where we're using the forecasted values that come from the SFARS data. But we're not doing the looking forward demo today, or I should say in this video, we're doing the historical analytics. So we'll be looking backwards across the snapshot data using the assignment records from previous snapshots. So what's that going to look like? This is the final result here. Here it is annotated. You're going to see the DML and DMSL codes that we're receiving now in the AOS data. We're going to be marrying that up with our strength data in IPPS-A, which we're going to marry that up with the UICs that we have. You've got a one-to-many relationship, obviously, there between the DMSL and the UICs that could be associated with it. And then for each of those UICs, we're going to have strength figures for 4 snapshots, which is basically what we have in the database that we're going to be querying today. So you see them broken out there from left to right. You've got December 15th from 2020, December 31st from 2020, and then January 15th, and then January 31st of this year. And you've got the strength from left to right, adjusting as it moves forward. So with that, I'm going to kick it over to Dinesh, and he's going to build while you watch from scratch the query that we just had up on the screen.
So now we've landed on the BI page. This is the landing page for BI, and it gives you all the options. It has some recent queries that you use, and it has the options to build the queries. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and start building the query. I'm going to use the analysis, which basically takes me to the ad hoc reporting interface, where it presents me with different subject areas that I have access to. So in this case, I have a lot of subject areas. And for the historical analysis, I'm going to pick the historical subject area, which lets me go back in time and do the analysis on various attributes. So since I need a time factor for historical time, I'm going to use the snapshot ID, which basically gives me all the different time periods that's stored in the database. And then I'm going to add the metric here. And in this case, I'm going to use the assign strength. I search for assign, and it gives me all the metrics that aligns with that search string. So in this case, I'm using the assign strength. And then I'm going to add a few other attributes like DML. I'm searching for DML, and it gives me that there are 2 attributes, DML and DML description. I'm going to pick both of those. And then I'm going to search for DMSL. Again, it gives me all the attributes that align with that search string. So I'm picking those 2. And then the UIC. So I'm just going to search for UIC here. And it gives me all the different UIC attributes that we have in the data warehouse. But in this case, I'm choosing the UIC from the department, which is the unit identification code that aligns with some of the other organizational attributes. So this is a query that's built. I'm basically assembling all the different attributes in a common ad hoc interface. And I'm going to choose the results page, which basically runs the report with all the combinations that I can see. Again, but the default view is the table view. But to get to a better presentation, I'm going to create a pivot view. I'm going to click the views, the plus section here. It gives me all the different types of visualization that's available in BI. I'm choosing the pivot table. So it gives me a starting default view, which is pretty good to start with, but I'm going to make few adjustments so that the data is more readable. The columns, the attributes, they all look good. I'm just going to change the content paging so that it gives a more broader view of the data. So that's that. So I'm going to say done. I'm going to take the table view out and bring back the pivot table in. So this is the view that was presented in the deck, which basically has DML, DML description, DMSL description, UIC, and various time slices of assigned string. And it goes back in time based on the data sets that we have in the database.